So here's a question about calculating an insurance premium, and also it takes into account a average clause under insurance question. So if we go through the question first, John already has house insurance, but his annual premium, what he pays per year, is due for renewal. So his insurance company have given him a quote of €14 per 10,000 euros. So every 10,000 euros that his house is worth, they'll charge him €14. And that's for the house. And for contents, it's €18 per 5,000. So his house is valued at 250,000, but John underinsures it. He only insures it for 200,000. So make sure we use that figure. So 200,000 is the figure we're going to use to calculate the basic premium, okay? That's a basic premium. Basic premium. The contents are insured for their full value of 125,000. And he will get a 5% reduction for having a house alarm. So we won't have any loadings. So first of all, we will do the first question. It asks us to calculate the insurance premium John will have to pay and to show our workings. That's very important. So the first thing we need to figure out is how much is the house insurance. So he has insured it for 200,000. So we write down 200,000 and we divide it by 10,000 to find out how many €14 we're going to have to pay. Now that goes into that. An easy way you can do this without a calculator is cancel out the zeros. Just cancel them out. But you should have a calculator in the exam. So 20 over 1, which is 20. So we have to multiply 20 by 14. Because for every 10,000, we're paying 14. And there are 20 10,000s. So it is 20 multiplied by 14. So 20 multiplied by 14, which gives us €280. 280 euros. That is for the house. Okay. Now we are going to do the contents. So the contents is €125,000, excuse me. Now we're going to divide that by 5,000 because they are charging €18 for every 5,000 euros worth of contents. So we can cancel out the zeros again. And we can see they all cancel out. Then we're left with 125 over 5. I would use your calculator here, but if you feel confident in dividing 125 by 5, 5 into 12 goes 2, remainder 2. And then 5 into 25 goes 5. So it is 25. And we multiply that by €18. Okay, because every 5,000 euros worth of contents, he has to pay €18. Now I'm going to use a calculator for this one. So we multiply 25 by 18. That gives us 450. So we'll write down here 450, and that is the contents. So down here I'm going to add the house insurance, which is 280, and I'm going to add the contents insurance, which is 450. If we add those together, we can do it here. 8 plus 5 is 13, and then that is 730 euros. Now we're not finished yet, because he will get a reduction, a discount of 5% for having a house alarm. So the 730 euros, we multiply that by 5%. Again, use a calculator. So 730 euros multiplied by 5% gives us €36.50. 36.50. and we will subtract that from the basic premium. So 730 minus, I'll just put a line down here to keep it separate, 730 minus 3650. I'm going to use a calculator. 730 minus 3650 equals 693.50. 693 euros and 50 cents. So the answer for part 1 is 693 euros and 50 cents. That is the premium he is going to have to pay for both the house and the contents insurance. Now, in part 2 of the question, we have to look at a claim, and they've given us figures here for the amount of damage that's been done because of flooding. 40,000 was done to the house, damage was done to the house, and 15,500 damage was done to the contents. We have to calculate the amount of compensation, and we have to take into account that there's a policy excess of 200. You usually have an excess whenever you have an insurance policy. It means that the first 200 euros you pay. Essentially, we will be subtracting this from the amount of money that John gets back. We have to show our workings as before, and we have to explain our answer. So we have to explain why John's not going to get the full amount for the house insurance. We'll look at that first. Now, John underinsured his house, and he will not get the 40,000, so we have to figure out what they will give him. So we take 40,000, and we are going to multiply that first by what he insured the house for, which is 200,000, and then we will divide that by what the house is actually worth, which is 250,000. Using a calculator, I will do the whole sum here. So 40,000 multiplied by 200,000, 200, 1, 2, 3. That gives us a huge number. We immediately click divide, and we divide it by 250,000. 1, 2, 3. That will give us 32,000 euros. So even though the damage was 40,000, John is only going to get 32,000 because he underinsured his house. So let's just put that over here. 32,000. Now he fully insured his contents, which means that he will get 15,500 euros from the insurance company to cover the damage done to his contents. So we'll add that up. So that's 500, and then 5 and 2 is 7, and 1 and 3 is 4. Now we have to take away an excess. So we subtract 200. That gives us 47,300 euros. Or this is the compensation that John is entitled to. But we also have to explain why he's not getting the full amount. So we can just write John under insured his house, so he is not entitled to the full amount of compensation for the damage to his house. you can say the average clause is used in this case. Now you have explained your answer and you've given the amount of compensation he's going to get. So that would get you full marks. Here's a very similar type of question. It's from the 2008 past paper, so about 11 years ago, but it's very similar to the one we just went through there. So pause here and try and do this question.